City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Dorenbecker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree.
What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got these Easter Jordan 5s scheduled to release Friday, May 27th. That sounds so crazy. Easter 5s releasing at the end of May. I'm not even going to get started on that now. I'm going to talk about it later. But anyway, as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoes from all angles. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on it, and then I'm going to discuss release, reselling predictions, and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Now the material on these is really interesting for this pink part. So it is like a nubuck, but it's a little bit more like, I don't want to say leathery necessarily, but it's like not as furry as some of the nubuck we get. I know there's like a fine line between suede and nubuck, so forgive me if I'm using the wrong term, but y'all know how like on a lot of nubuck shoes they have like a little bit of the back and forth, but these, like, I know it's tough to see on camera, but there's none of that on these. But it's still like, I'd still consider it nubuck because it's not leather, but I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Then they got this bluish, grayish, purplish kind of color on the laces. I think it's a cool color. Then they have it up here on the lace lock. The proper name for the color is Ghost, I believe. And they have it up here on the tongue, on the Jumpman, and the trim around the top. Very cool choice of color on these. And they definitely give off the Easter vibes. I also heard a lot of commotion about this netting part right here in the middle glowing in the dark or not. And I just want to clarify that this part does not glow in the dark. I'm going to show y'all them in the dark in a second so y'all can see what glows and what doesn't. But that middle part does not glow. Not on the real pairs, at least. Alright, I just held these up next to the light just so the glowing part can really be enhanced so you guys can really see. But I'm going to turn the light out. And here they are. So as you can see, just like I said, only the sole glows. This middle netting part does not. I know there was a picture floating around where that netting part was glowing, so I don't know if that was a fake pair or Photoshop or what was going on with that, but this is how the real, legit retail pairs are going to be, just glowing on the sole. And just so you guys know, I know I mentioned this in the beginning, if you want to see the soles glow this brightly, you need to expose the shoe to light before taking them into the dark. Like, it doesn't just glow this bright just right off the rip. Like, they need to be exposed directly to light or sun, and then they'll glow like this. If not, if it's just kind of natural light, the glow is going to be a lot more dim. So if you ever try to see them glow in the dark and it looks a lot more dim than this, then that is why. Just expose them to some light more directly. You know, they should have made this little speckle part right here glow in the dark too. That would have been fire. Here's the back. Now, I don't know if it's me, but it could be the angle I'm looking at them from right now, but it almost seems like the Jumpmen on the back here pop out a little bit more than they usually do. You see what I'm talking about? You see how it almost looks like 3D? Yeah. The inside on these is sexy. They got this nice, like, silky-like material all along in here in that ghost color. Back side of the tongue has the upside down Air Jordan text in pink and white. And they come with these colorful insoles. I had to pull these out because we couldn't see the whole thing from, I know we saw the soles in the dark before, but here they are in the light. They got this nice copa color. That's what it's called. Looks like a mint green, but it is called Copa. Either way, I like them. They really pick the most random pairs to release in this box. It's always something that has like nothing to do with, you know, all of these Michael Jordan career specific moments. You know, Easter fives was not a thing back then. You know, and I know I've said that in other reviews, but I just don't understand why they don't save this for like the, you know, OG colorways and, or, you know what I'm saying, like, or at least a colorway that's more specific to Jordan's career, not like a holiday colorway like this. But anyway, I was kind of hoping we'd get a special box, kind of like we did with the Easter 12s last year, but no. We got the black paper on the inside with the white under it, and here's the box label. I always like to read the color description. It's always interesting to me. That's how I knew the name of the ghost and the Copa color. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now let's talk about them. These are fire. Cool, unique colorway, very good quality. I like them. I don't really see myself wearing these, but they look so nice. I'm still probably going to keep them, and maybe I'll wear them on Easter at some point. But yo, about that, I know I started talking about it earlier. I'm tired of Jordan and Nike making holiday-themed shoes like these with damn near no regard to the actual date of the holiday. Like, how the hell they release an Easter colorway on May 27th. May 27th. Easter was in April 17th or something like that. And they've been ODing with that lately. Like, I know we're in a pandemic, and that is the reason why sneaker releases over the past 2 years have been getting pushed back like never before. I understand that. But you're telling me that they can't manage to, at least just for the holiday themed pairs, or any pairs that have like a sensitive release date, you telling me they can't manage to get it together just for those pairs? It's not like they're releasing a holiday themed pair every week. They only release a couple a year. You know, like this may be the first holiday themed shoe of 2022 from Jordan, I think. Either way, it doesn't even matter. Regardless, they don't release a whole lot in a year. And it's not like the pandemic just started. You know, I know when this started, it came out of nowhere. None of us expected it. People, businesses, everybody was just caught off guard and everybody was scrambling and nobody knew what to do. And there was a lot of issues we just didn't know or weren't ready to handle at the time. I get that. But we've been dealing with this for like 2 years. We're almost like used to being in the pandemic when it comes to certain things. Now, I'm not saying that because we've been dealing with the pandemic for 2 years, Nike and Jordan should just be ready to pump out whatever shoe in whatever quantity they want to at whatever date that they, you know, promised us. But like I said, just for the holiday themed pairs. So if they knew they were going to release an Easter themed shoe, I don't see why they couldn't have gone out of their way just a little bit to make sure that these were done at least at the latest on Easter, preferably like the week before, so we have time to buy them, and if we get them online, have them shipped to us so we can have them on feet for the holiday. But at the very least, at least let us buy them, at least release the shoe on the holiday. Like I said, I understand it's a pandemic. I'm sure they're understaffed and there's probably all types of other holdups going on, but if that's the case, y'all can't get started earlier? Like, I hate to sound so ungrateful, but y'all just can't put out an Easter shoe in May and act like it's valid. It kind of ruins the vibe of the sneaker, you know what I mean? Like, Easter was over a month ago. I'm not thinking about that right now. Y'all putting out an Easter shoe a couple days before Memorial Day weekend. Not that we really want any Memorial Day kicks, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the timing is off. You know, this isn't a pair like Midnight Sixes, for example, where even though I was really annoyed with all those release date pushbacks, at the end of the day, we didn't really need the Midnight Sixes in November 2021 when they were initially supposed to come out. We didn't really need them by any particular date because there is no date really tied to the Midnight Sixes. They could have released them whenever. Like I said, it sucked that they pushed them back so many times, but it was valid to release those on any day of the year. But a pair like this is a whole different story. You release these late, and I'm out of the holiday spirit by then. I don't want no Easter kicks in May. When you're doing an Easter shoe or any other holiday, you gotta release them during that holiday season, or it doesn't really make sense. And they even had the audacity
to release Halloween kicks in like March, a whole 5 months later. That was crazy. Part of me feels like they don't care to go out of their way to get these holiday pairs done on time because they know that they're going to sell regardless. Now, they're definitely not going to sell out as quick and there won't be as much hype around them, but those things don't affect Nike and Jordan. They still going to get their money. Whether they sell out in 10 hours or 10 days, as long as they get in that money, it doesn't really matter to them. Whether the shoe is hype or not, if people buying it, it doesn't really make a difference to them. I'm sure they probably care to a certain extent for certain reasons, but it's not a big deal. But then I'm also thinking, a lot of the times when they release these shoes, they also put out apparel to match it. So I'd imagine they are going to lose money from that. You know, people might buy the Easter 5s a month after Easter and just hold them until next Easter. They may cop the Halloween Air Forces or Dunks in March and just wait until October or next October. But they're not about to do that with apparel. Nobody's copping a Jordan tee like, yo, I'm about to hold this and keep it in the closet till next year. They're just not doing that with a t-shirt or shorts or any of that. So I can see them missing out on money from that. But I guess it's just not enough for them to really have an incentive to get these things out on time because they really be bugging. Anyway, I'm sure these will be an easy cop, especially in the smaller sizes. Like I said, nobody's in the Easter spirit at the end of May, so I'm really not expecting much hype around these at all. They're Jordan 5s. I know Jordan 5s are notorious for getting slept on. Also, these are coming out the day before the green bean 5s are, and I just feel like a lot of people are going to want green beans more than they're going to want these. So don't expect them to resell too much over retail. I feel like they'll do pretty similar to what the Jade Horizon 5s have done as far as reselling prices. So I wouldn't resell them, maybe in the bigger sizes, but it's not going to be much profit. Being that they're a holiday shoe, there's a great chance that these will have a high resale value in the future, but that's definitely going to take years to happen, so I wouldn't bother holding them either. If this video is helpful or informal in any way, I really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're interested in more early reviews and other sneaker related content, do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel. Just make sure you tap that little bell icon next to the subscribe button and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you'll get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.